Here he comes now, trying to act like a normal human being. But he is that most despised of human creatures. His activities have brought down upon his shoulders the scorn and outrage of history's multitudes. He is Homo bureaucratus, the bureaucrat, and he lives in a land of paper. He is the paper pusher of the world, the administrator, the regulator, the coordinator. He appears to be essential to any large and complex undertaking. He pushes paper for Henry Ford and the other titans of private industry. But it is in the government service, in the capital cities of the world, that the bureaucrat can be observed in his purest form. He has been compared to the cockroach. Like the cockroach, he appears to have no useful function. Like the cockroach, he has many enemies. Like the cockroach, he has survived all attempts at extermination.
Hi, Margot.
Hi, Bob.
This one's name is Bob Tousley. Professionally, he is highly competent. Morally, he is above reproach. But despite his many virtues, he belongs to the bureaucratic class, and so he will labor always under a cloud of universal indignation. Because he is a part of the system, he will be cursed for inertia, incompetence, and insensitivity.
Oblique. Institut Canadien du Cuir et de la Chaussure.
The Institute provides specialized services to manufacturers in marketing, manufacturing, finance, human resources, and administration, period. A $250,000...
He picks up each morning where he left off the day before. Routine is his bedrock. His work life must be ordered and predictable. Predictability makes it possible for the bureaucrat to cope with anything that might come his way. This black bear has been expected in the laboratories of the public taxidermist.
What have you got there?
This just came in from school.
Where's the Sears?
His papers are in order. Shipping orders, requisitions, and finally the all-important work order. For without the properly authorized work order, the bear will sit without ears forever.
Make some new ones. Use scraps of bear that Moses and Peter have got there.
All right.
As it is with all public servants, the responsibilities and duties of the public taxidermist are meticulously defined.
All right.
It is his job to stuff animals belonging to public institutions and to keep them stuffed.
Keep those. Souvenir. There's another problem that just arrived. It's a dog from Newfoundland. It has to go back to their museum. It died in 1917. It's quite a famous dog, so we have to take care of it.
All right.
It's got moths. It's faded. What I want you to do, I want you to take the belly off, put the belly on the back, dye the whole thing black, get its natural color back, give it a new tongue, repair the cracks. Just make it look as if it's alive again, then we'll send it back.
Okay, that's great. Yeah.
Would you mind filling? Would you mind filling in the work order for me? Okay. What I want some glass eyes from Van Dyke's in Woonsocket.
The public taxidermist realizes that his life's work depends on following carefully ordained channels through a giant bureaucracy that is held together by paper.
I want 4 pair of caribou eyes, 26 millimeters.
His reverence for paper is not surprising. The bureaucrat owes his very existence to the piece of paper which created and defined him.
Okay, my suggestion to you, sir, when you return to...
He turns invariably, for his every action, to written authority.
And they will send you...
When he finds it, he is ready to pop up and face the world.
The basic method they use, sir, is the selection criteria, and an applicant must obtain at least 50 units of assessment.
The job of an immigration officer, for example, is to reduce the complexities of an individual human being to that which can be codified and measured. The creature facing him does not exist until he fits into one of the categories.
Our standards are universal, sir. And as I mentioned previous to this, we're concerned whether the person can successfully establish themselves in Canada. And there are 3 admissible classes here: the independent class, the family class, and the refugee. In your case, sir, you would apply as an independent.
CHU Canada, heure normale de l'Est, 16 heures, 53 minutes, 16 hours, 53 minutes.
The bureaucrat's capacity for measurement knows no bounds. Time itself is a subject for bureaucratic definition.
4 minutes, 16 hours, 54 minutes.
The length of a second is scrutinized each day on the atomic clock in Ottawa and relayed to a committee in Geneva for approval. In the so-called democracies of the world, the super bureaucrat is harder to find. In Ottawa, these supermen are called mandarins, and they have their own protective coloration. They crave anonymity. Very few Canadians have ever heard of them. One might very easily pass one on the street without a second glance. Charisma is alien to the bureaucrat. He does not rule by force of personality. His power is not Napoleonic. He rules because he sits on the top of the pyramid. Only at the top do all the strings come together in one hand. To the mandarin flows all information. From the mandarin flows all power. Rome had its gladiators. Ottawa has its Rough Riders.
Ottawa Rough Riders!
On Sunday afternoons in the autumn, 30,000 civil servants gather for their revenge. Ottawa football fans are traditionally the most violent of them all. In comparison, the steelworkers of Hamilton and the cat skinners of Edmonton are pussycats. The bureaucrat has come for blood. Here at last is the cold arena of naked conflict. Here at last is an identifiable enemy on which they can let loose their primordial screams of frustration. January 22nd, 1979. A day that will live in infamy at Statistics Canada. An entire government department has been moved into a new type of office.
No, it's your machine. Okay. Is it working now? No.
Bureaucrats who are dependent for everything, including their images of themselves, on their place in the hierarchical order, are in a state of elemental confusion. Those at the lower level of the pyramid have been dislocated and disrupted by faceless planners at some distant and remote higher level.
Well, I somehow think that the plan did not get translated just exactly the way it was when I saw it last. Let's find Sabrin. Get the plan.
John may have a copy, but I don't know.
Where is Rod sitting?
Ah,
See,
that's a good question.
Oh, he's probably down with Nick.
Where's Dawson?
Excuse me, Harry.
Dawson's there?
He's down yonder here.
You guys seen John Dawson?
He's downstairs in the coffee shop there. Alrighty, well.
Well, let's get you fixed up there, Court.
How do you know how all these partitions go? Have you got a master plan or something?
Yeah, plan's back behind you, isn't it?
Tim, you got blue.
No, here it is. That's fine. What we're doing is changing the configuration of this situation. This person works with this person. Therefore, we're moving the desk to here and taking your file and putting it there. So in essence, she's going to have facial interaction with her fellow employee. She is presently facing in this direction. We're taking the screening and her desk and locating it here, putting screening around it and moving her file to the opposite side. Therefore, when this person comes out, he has facial contact rather than coming up on her back.
One of our main concerns is dealing with middle management, because they find it very difficult to accept open office concepts. They have perhaps come out of cellular space. They've been in government or in business for a number of years, and that change is it's a very personal one. You know, to lose their door, it registers with them as a loss of status and consequently a loss of face. And therefore, they fight it very, very strenuously. And
persuasion is necessary in those cases.
Hand-holding. How do you like the space itself?
Well, the building itself is very nice, but I mean the layout, well, that's another thing, isn't it?
You find it difficult?
Well, it's not, I don't know. I guess we'll just have to get used to it. Open concept, you know, I mean, it's a little bit hard to get used to.
It is.
That's right.
It grows on you, sometimes.
Well,
yes.
Sometimes.
With the addition of plants, we hope to have a little more privacy.
Possibly. I sit right across around here.
Oh, you do? You don't sit at this
No,
particular station. Keen to ask you how you're settling into your space.
Well, it's quite it's quite a chore to get yeah.
Well, it's too soon to know, but I suppose once you settle in and get your things in the right place, you'll find
oh,
it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
You'll
Yeah.
find it very pleasant to work in. It's
yes.
Nice new space.
Yes. Oh, yeah.